Welcome to today's video where I'm going to share my family's experience on Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas. We went on an 8-day cruise that departed December 27th, 2024 and returned January 4th, 2025. I'm going to cover the main things we experienced, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. We sailed out of Baltimore, Maryland, and this was great because it was an easy drive to the ship on departure day and an easy drive home after our vacation. Vision of the Seas is a smaller ship, but it ultimately had everything we needed for a great cruise. I was a little worried about how much space we would have in our room, but we had more than enough space in the room itself and in the closets. The only thing I didn't love was the shower. It was a bit small and it had a thin shower curtain. The water temperature was great as well as the temperature was great, so it was not all bad. We got the friendliest housekeeping service every day, and we even got a few towel animals, which is always a fun surprise. Now let's talk about food. Most nights we ate at 5 p.m. in the main dining room. At first, I wasn't sure about eating so early, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. Every night we got 3 courses, and we were able to order more than one item for each course if we really couldn't decide. I had amazing service and a lot of really delicious food. My favorite dessert was this amazing matcha passion fruit cake. We also did some specialty dining, and I loved my experience at Giovanni's. I had an arugula salad, crusted chicken, and gelato. Though I ate quite a bit on the cruise, I made up for it by all the walking around the ship that I did, and of course by dancing every night away. We stopped at 4 ports during the cruise, and each one had something unique to offer. Our first stop was Charleston, South Carolina. I've always heard of how charming Charleston is, and it did not disappoint. We walked to see some of the must-see spots like the Pineapple Fountain and Rainbow Row. We stayed out as long as we could, but when it started pouring rain, that was our sign to head back to the ship. Our next stop was Port Canaveral, Florida. Here we went to the Kennedy Space Center. I joked that this is the Disney World for space. We took a bus tour and learned about the Apollo missions and our journey to the moon. We also saw the Space Shuttle Atlantis and the Garden of Rockets. Our third port was Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and it really was a perfect beach day. They had beach chairs and umbrellas set up for us to use, towels to rent, and plenty of food to enjoy that was no additional charge. The weather was also perfect and the water was beautiful. We had one more stop, but before that, we celebrated the New Year on the cruise ship. New Year's Eve plans are always tricky, but I loved celebrating with my family on the cruise ship this year. We dined at Chops Grill that night and enjoyed a great meal and took some time to reflect on the past year and look forward to the year ahead. On New Year's Day, we arrived in Nassau, Bahamas. We woke up early to watch the sunrise from the top deck, and from there we could see the locals partying into the morning. Later, we joined them and watched their New Year's Day parade. After getting back on the boat, the weather was perfect for trying out the rock climbing wall. It was actually a lot harder than I thought, and I was only able to ring the bell with the support of those watching me. Overall, this cruise was the most relaxing vacation I've had in years. 8 days of not having to cook, exploring new places, relaxing on the beach, and of course, spending time with my family. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.